Before we begin the video, I'd like to give a big shout out to our most recent Patreon supporters, Snake VR, Luis Alvarez, Max Ratliff, Landon Ladeau, Michael Abeta, and Goyulas200. Thank you so much for your support, and if you want to support us on Patreon, feel free to click the link down below in the description to find out more. Thanks again. And here we find ourselves again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cowboy Bebop Season 1. Actually, there is no Season 1. This is just the season. This is just Episode 2. Stray Dog Strut. God. How I wish there was another season of this. In some way. It maybe. I don't know. But I guess we'll have to see what these two gentlemen think about there being a Season 2 by the end of this. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, Cowboy Bebop, Stray Dog Strut, Episode 2, from your all's experience with Episode 1. Yeah. Are y'all still on the Cowboy Bebop train?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing who they're after. I think it's going to be interesting that there's different cases that they're pursuing and stuff like that.
It's like an anthology.
Yeah.
But there's an overarching story going on.
Right.
But these stories are not throwaways, Naruto. Bleach. One Piece. Yeah, these actually mean something. These have weight to them because the characters in them are real and they're fleshed out and weren't invented out of Tra-la-la-la land because we want to extend it by 20 episodes.
They're not made to sell action figures. They're made to tell a story.
Exactly.
Cool.
Oh my God, it's like you get it.
I got it.
Yeah. You see what I mean?
Nothing against action figures. I'm all for that.
No, I'm all for action figures too. It's just...
I mean, I have a pop figure of all four of the main characters from the show. So.
Yeah, so they did unintentionally sell action figures.
Technically, there are 5 main characters in the show, but I couldn't find the 5th one.
Oh.
Maybe one day.
We'll see.
We can find that 5th.
We will see.
Figure.
Oh, yeah.
The one that I don't have the pop figure of is... never mind. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it right now.
No.
That's right. No spoilers.
No spoils. No spoilies. So, anyway, we are now moving on to Episode 2. And if you're wanting to watch the full version of this, if you want to.
And you know you want to.
And you know you want to. Exactly. Am I right? So, if you want to do that, there's a link in the description that will take you to our Patreon. And if you want to support us, you will get full access to all of our full reactions from here until the end of time. And however long this channel goes on. I don't know, 10 years, 12 years? However long people keep showing up. Because I ain't doing this shit by myself. I am boring by myself.
Nah.
Pretty boring in general.
That's why I take my cell phone when I go to poop. I'm boring just sitting there by myself, pooping.
That's time you never get back to, though.
Yeah.
Might as well do some learning.
Like, I literally, was watching Overwatch strategy earlier when I had to do that, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, me, I was watching, trying
to make efficient use of my time.
I was actually watching it was a funny Bob Ross video where it was just him, cleaning the brush. It's like, all right, we're going to clean off our brush now.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
beat the devil out of it.
Now we're going to wash our old brush now.
Doesn't he say that? Beat the devil out of
it.
Just beat the devil out of it. And going to repaint just going to redo the inside of your house. Just love that shit. Love Bob Ross. Rest in peace. Yet another thing from the 80s.
I think me and Nate actually might have a reaction to a video kind of like that if you want to search up The Joy of Brush Cleaning or something like that.
Yeah, it was sort of like that one.
So
except
that's on the channel here somewhere.
Except it was ones where he said, very strange things after he did it. He's just like, yeah, this is how you take out all your anger and frustration. It's a lot better than kicking around the puppy dog. Jesus, Bob. Do you know from experience?
Hey, puppy dog kicking was still on the list, obviously. Just not as good.
Yeah. So, hey, to tie us back in, Stray Dog Strut. So,
here we
let's see.
We're doing the bebop.
Good segue.
Yeah, let's get it on screen. Let's give it a watch. 3, 2, 1. I apologize, everybody. I skipped the intro. We can't watch it every time.
Boo.
I know. We'll watch it next time.
TP for my bunghole.
Damn.
Blood down.
You know that's an obvious reference to, right? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from the Game of Death. An unstoppable, like, very tall killing machine.
How Bruce Lee goes up like 5-6 steps and he just picks him up.
He trampled me when he ripped off my lab. Give him the once-over. In fact, do it twice.
You got it, Doc.
That's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, that's neat.
Terraformation. They say in the craters is the best opportunity for it because of potential natural shielding from the environment.
Makes sense.
Here, it's my treat. Drink it.
Forced him to drink a cockroach-infested drink. Uh-oh.
Damn.
He's like, fuck this door.
Yeah, he's pissed. That vest a little bit too small for him.
Yeah.
All right.
Animations like that are just like, yeah.
Even.
Oh, that is an actual live turtle on her head.
He's like, this is my home. I don't want to move.
He's pissed. Look at him.
Like ruining my nap and shit.
The fuck y'all going on about?
Hey!
Didn't really want that Peking duck anyway.
Swagert by him?
200.
Uh-oh.
Fucking ostrich.
What the hell? She had a fucking zoo.
Huh? That was Hakeem.
What if they're mostly
What the
right
hell's
here?
going on around here?
Hey, don't waste good produce like that. Oh no. Oh no. Don't mess with the wrong crew.
Here you go. A nice little collar, all right?
Hey.
Got a dog instead of a duck, huh?
Yeah, right. It's worthless mutt.
Don't talk
Dog
shit.
is worthless, Spike. But
Talk
the
shit,
owner
get
is
bit.
worth a fortune.
Huh?
They caught a
What are you doing in my waters, boy?
What time is it?
Yeah.
Who
Oh, great.
disturbs my slumber?
Just 2 more hours.
What's this hook doing in my head, fool?
Who was that running with Hakeem? Is it on? I can't hear it.
It's too high pitched. Only animals can pick it up.
I knew that. I was testing you.
One of my favorite lines of the show.
Yeah.
Bounty hunter and dog walker. Huh?
Uh-oh. Incoming.
Jeff!
I'll pay you when I'm rich.
Not again.
Hey, come on, the fortune teller did his job, man. Pay the guy.
What the hell? Has every dog gone crazy or what? Excuse me.
I just got married. Screw your wedding.
I hope you think you're doing.
Time for a dog nap.
Oh,
Really? That guy's a total scumbag.
yes he is.
Oh. That is not what I thought was going to happen.
Get him!
Nice catch.
That's still a harsh landing for that guy.
It is. So the dog goes like that. Oh. Well,
Hi, amigos. All 300,000 bounty hunters in the star system. How y'all doing?
And now it's time for Big Shots, the show that tells all about fugitives.
Jokes, howdy. The big news is Abdul Hakim, who chose a flashy way to turn himself in last week.
He sure did.
Before his crime spree came to a crashing halt, he stole a mysterious data dog, which was developed in an illegal research lab.
Whoa, what is a data dog?
If I told you that, I'd have to kill you. Oh, seriously, that information is classified. Though we do know it is a very canny canine. Collectors will pay a fortune for it.
Wow, fancy that. A genius hound dog. I'd like to own a dog like that.
I'm afraid this one disappeared without a trace.
Another mystery. Where did it go?
No one knows, but shucks howdy. It's time for a commercial.
I doubt it. You keep mopping, and when you're done, feed the Komodo dragons. Watch your fingers. I am going to work your butt off.
hey.
Hey.
Get down. No dogs on the table. That's cold.
Oh.
That's why I said I didn't want any stray mongrel mutts in here.
But you're the one who brought him here.
True.
Anyway, we gotta do something about the ticks.
Ticks now. Let's just salt them and eat them.
Time to hit the road. See you next time.
Wow.
Yeah.
This shows the reason that corgis are one of my favorite dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents have two.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
they
have
do.
two of them.
They're good dogs.
They're good.
They are
Good
good
animals.
Yeah.
Barky. They bark a lot.
Oh, they're small dogs, just like Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas tend to bark a lot.
They actually have a like a regular size sounding bark for being like a short dog, so they're not annoying. Only
the female definitely did.
Oh,
the male didn't.
Okay. Well, okay. So for the second episode, we had references to Bruce Lee movies.
Yep.
Because of Abdul Hakim, obviously a tribute to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and also his role in the Game of Death, which, honestly, if Bruce Lee would have ever finished fully, I think would have probably been his best film. Yeah. But the fight scenes that they did have finished, the one with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, is actually one that, to me, is... I didn't expect it to be that awesome, but it was actually really freaking cool because light was how you beat him because of his sensitivity to light.
Mm-hmm.
And
sunglasses. And
well, he looked cool as hell because all of a sudden he was just sitting there, arms crossed, and then Bruce Lee tried to approach him. Then big foot to the chest. Bruce Lee looked, and he had the imprint of a foot on his chest. It was like, that's not right.
Well, didn't Bruce Lee actually train him in real life? So
yes,
they had, worked with each other a lot before that.
Oh yeah, they had, and plus Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, obviously one of the most talented athletes ever to come out of the United States because the highest scoring individual in the NBA in history. I mean, and also he also have won more NBA MVPs than anyone else. More than Michael Jordan, more than Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, he's considered the greatest basketball player of all time. And Bruce Lee was his teacher, if that shows you anything.
Right.
Yeah, and I also in reference to the store owner having the turtle on her.
Oh my God.
You see,
and the reactions of the turtle to what was going on were fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the turtle was upset. He was just like,
"What the fuck?"
He's like, "What is going on here? I don't want to be involved in this. Why he got a gun?" And then all of a sudden, she's like, goes to open up the case, and the turtle actually closes its eyes, like in anticipation. Some of the best stuff. It's
and then
it's the little things.
Talking about the references, the nunchucks.
Yeah, yeah. Also very prominent in the Game of Death. Actually, very prominent in a lot of Bruce Lee's films.
Because I think he said like Way of the Dragon, or something like that, right?
Yeah, Way of the Dragon, which him and Chuck Norris, that fight scene.
That fistful of chest hair.
That's right.
Yeah.
You will never forget that.
No.
Once you see it. And the just random cat. It's like, and there's the cat again.
Yeah, the cat is supposed to was supposed to be a representation of the harbinger of death, because cats are in Egyptian culture, old Roman cultures, the cat was very important in terms of like taking you to the afterlife, and plus that was a shitty backdrop of the Roman Colosseum. I'm not gonna lie, it was like. This fight's taking place in the Roman Coliseum. No, it's taking place in the parking lot. It took place in the parking lot just down the street. Because there was no way they were going to fly all the way out to Rome just to fight in the Coliseum. No, they were going to film that shit in Hollywood because that's what they do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a terrible, terrible backdrop they had.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, okay, so for the second episode, was there anything about this that caught you off guard, or was there anything about this episode that really got you?
For me, it was that the criminal was a little bit lighter. Like, the first one was pretty serious, like psychotic drug using murderer. The girlfriend blows his brains out. She gets. This was a lot softer of a landing at the end. It was kind of, bad guy turned himself in, didn't get caught, they didn't get the money.
Yeah,
it was a bit more lighthearted.
Well, there's the lighthearted moments, and then there's the serious moments. You see, the lighthearted moments, they happened in the first episode, where he stole her groceries from her, and he had the hot dog in his mouth.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the very next scene, he does a little magic trick for her, and he tells her who she is. And then all of a sudden, like right around his neck, and just about gets choked out and dies. Which, there's very serious moments there. And you see, when filmmakers are able to balance it like that, like they've been able to do that in the most recent Marvel films. They've been able to find that balance of comedy and drama. And they've been able to balance them out to where it doesn't feel like everything's going in the opposite direction. It meshes together and it feels good. It feels right. It feels like a natural progression of the story. And that's what I'm getting here.
I'm just saying, like, if somebody had seen this instead of the first episode, they might see this as a much lighter show than they would if they had seen the first episode.
Yeah, the first episode does set the overall tone, I feel, more for the entire series. This is a little bit of them being a little bit more playful.
Yeah, it was fun.
Lines.
And they had, like, the show with the folks trying to tell people about the bounties and everything. That was more cartoony, and you know what I'm saying? It was a good episode. Don't get me wrong. It was just a different feel to that.
Big Shot's like a recurring theme in it, though.
It's
like how they announce a lot of the information about bounties and stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't in the first one, though, right?
No, it was not in the first one. This was the debut episode of Big Shot, in which I think it wouldn't have fit as, like, of course you saw the bounty in the first episode, but it wasn't presented via Big Shot. It was presented via just the information out there. But Big Shot, I think, was a way to sort of exposition the way into the bounty of the day, while also providing a little bit of comedic relief, because the two hosts, the ditzy blonde and the serious straight-laced host, they're of course putting on the well, shucks a howdy. They're trying so hard to sound cowboy, but
very funny.
Yeah. It's also set in the Western tone a little more as well.
Yeah. And also it gave the information, like, you have to turn the bounty in alive, not dead. You turn the bounty in dead, kiss the reward goodbye. And that's a lighthearted way of delivering that, whereas just like instead of, if Spike or Jet were to say it, it'd be like, why are you saying that? I mean, shouldn't your characters already know this? Versus it being brought out through that makes logical sense, because to new bounty hunters out there, them seeing that, it would come as a more natural recurring thing. It would occur more naturally. Whereas if Spike or Jet were to say it, it'd just be like, oh.
Ended up being funny at the end of the show because it's a show that airs for everybody. So it's like, the pet shop owner was watching it, and she's just like, nah.
She's like, I wonder. I doubt it.
Yeah.
And you keep mopping, and then make sure to feed the Komodo dragon.
Watch your fingers.
Just a little bits in this show like that, and also the car. I think that's also a reference. The car that Hakeem used at the end, the gold car, actually I think was a reference to the not Big Trouble in Little China, but Rumble in the Bronx, because the Lamborghini in that was gold, and it was at a wedding.
Wow.
And I think that's a reference to that in some ways, because actually, those of you who haven't seen Rumble in the Bronx, go watch it. It's one of the best martial arts films of the last 30 years, easy. So, that with that, there's so many references that me as a movie fan, I see and I get, and I'm just like, oh, dang.
That's why maybe rewatching this with you is cool, because I wouldn't catch stuff like that as often, where I only picked up being all about movies pretty much in college.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I remember watching Rumble in the Bronx when I was a kid. My dad didn't want me to watch it at first because he thought it was going to be too super violent and all that. But then when he saw the violence was actually comedically played by Jackie Chan, of course, because Jackie Chan, much like how they did in this episode, ties more comedy into it. Whereas, where you watch Ip Man, it's usually a lot more serious.
Straight
if you
up
watch,
ass beating.
Such badass movies.
Oh yeah,
Ip Man is the fucking man.
Yes, it is. And honestly, you see martial arts films like that, and also pop cultural references that take on a timeless feel when you watch them in this, because you don't have to get the reference in order for it to be cool. But when you see it later on, or if you experience it later in life, you'll go back to Cowboy Bebop and you'll be like, "Oh, that's what that was, such and such, la da da." And I'm like, "Oh, that's what I'm experiencing right now." Because when I first watched this show, I watched for the story, I watched for the characters, and then when I watched it later on, I watched because of the music, and I watched for different reasons. And rewatching this, the rewatchability of this show is off the charts. And I hope that you all, after watching this, if you are interested in watching it again, have at it, and feel free to just try to experience it in different ways. And it's a show that, no matter how you watch it, it never feels boring to me. Never. I've never had a moment where I've just been like, "Oh God, okay, here we go." No, I've just been like, "Ooh, what's in here?"
That's why, despite the fact I've seen it 2 to 3 times, I've seen it 2.5 times, I think, but I'm still here, being like, "Yeah, I'm super stoked to watch this."
Yeah,
it doesn't get old.
So,
not to mention, it's actually short enough that you have time in your lifetime to watch it multiple times, unlike some shows that just fucking go on for eons.
I didn't know that it was only one season.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because of how much people talk about it. I mean, people have been telling me about this fucking show for
one season, 26
for about
episodes.
20 years, since it came out.
One season, 26 episodes, and to a lot of people out there, not enough. To me, when I first watched this, I was like, it's not enough. I want more. But some people are like, but they ended it so good, I don't think they should continue it. And the director's gone back and forth saying, I might, but I don't know. And it's just like the ultimate tease of just like, Watanabe, what are you doing to us? My man, what are you doing? You're killing me, dog. Gosh.
If you ever did, I think, the sound that would be made collectively by the fans would be something that people would be like, did you hear that? The fuck was that just now?
It'll be like the shaking of the earth. It'll just be like, you feel that? Like, what the hell? Is that?
It doesn't seem scary, but it was definitely something noticeable.
Yeah. It's like when Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced, half the internet lost its damn mind.
Right.
God, the amount of people. There was one guy, he was just he's like, I can't believe it. It coming to PlayStation 4. I can't believe it. Shit. Oh my God. Just rolling in the floor, praising God, Almighty God, that it was finally coming. And, yeah. this series, it's inspired a lot of people. In terms of a lot of people out there, it's their gateway anime. It's what got them into anime.
I could see that.
Yeah, this wasn't for me. You know, Dragon Ball Z was my gateway anime because I started watching anime when I was a little bit younger than when this came across the sea, when this came across the Pacific, and when it did, it introduced me to a whole new style of anime I was never aware of, because I thought all anime were gonna be like, we're all like, you know, big mechs like Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball Z, people fighting and all this and all that, just ridiculousness.
Yeah,
Akira, yeah.
Yeah, I was telling
like
them
that.
before, is like, you know, I saw Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, like the early time slot Toonami like run anime.
Yeah, when
back in the
Moltar
day,
was the friggin'
and
host.
those were what introduced me to it. But then they brought it back, and they were advertising it ahead of time. They're like, we're going to be showing shows like this, and like one of them was Cowboy Bebop, and I was like, that looks really interesting. And like along with some other stuff, I think like Big O was one of them as well.
Yeah, Big O, that's another one.
And
put up there.
whenever I first watched that first episode of Cowboy Bebop when they ran it, I was kind of blown away because I was like, oh shit, like it's not just like, you know, Dragon Ball Z is pretty violent, but it can get like real dark, you know, like this is crazy as hell.
The realism and the violence.
I've never seen anything like that animated before, and I was just so like excited about it because it kind of opened like my brain up to being like they could do all kinds of crazy shit like in these things, you know.
Oh yeah.
So that's what made me more and more curious about anime. I think is whenever I saw Cowboy Bebop, and I was just like, oh, this is completely different, but still awesome.
The Spawn series on HBO did that for me.
Yes.
That was the first one that I saw
Yes.
that was animated. That was just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, which actually
This shit's
somebody
scary as hell.
sent us the full series.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Fuck
DVD.
yeah.
They sent it to us. I saw that. I was just like, yeah.
The first episode I saw was the Ice Cream Man one.
Yeah, oh god.
Yeah. So I was just like,
Oh.
oh shit.
First one I saw was the vampire one with the female vampire that Spawn at first was trying to help and then realized, wait, she was sent here to kill me.
Yes.
Oh god. Such a great series, man. We got it up there. We can watch it.
It's brutal, maybe.
Oh, it is very
I've never seen
It's
it, so-
fun, dude. What do you expect?
And it's Todd McFarlane.
Yes.
The whole fucking
the
thing.
Todd McFarlane was
So-
involved in the production of that.
Hell yeah.
Which is awesome, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
It's worth watching if you know.
It
I
is.
remember going to KB Toys when I was still in the Bristol Mall.
I remember
One of the
that,
most
yeah.
interesting
Damn.
things to me was the Todd McFarlane like figures that were in there, because there was Spawn and some other stuff too. And it was just
Yeah,
like they're always
Witchblade.
so crazy looking. His designs are
Yeah.
insane.
Well, yeah, McFarlane's one of the best ever, man. I mean, he's one of the best, like, story writers and artists. I mean, just his work is...
He's a freak.
He is. He's quite literally...
He's like comic book Stephen King.
kind of, except, you know, not nearly as much cocaine use.
No.
It's-
I don't know, maybe. Did he ever do drugs? I don't know.
I don't know.
I like him more to like Clive Barker from what I've seen, just because his designs are like so
yeah,
just
I can
macabre
attribute
and
Clive
stuff.
Barker to
Well,
that.
you know, Follow the Leader, the album art, that's Todd McFarlane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Corn, I'm guessing, right?
Corn, Carnage, Venom, a bunch of badass shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yep.
I like Corn. So
That's my favorite album by them.
yeah, me too.
It's a good album.
All right, so before we get any further off the rails, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's what I expect, because it's who we are. We're
That's
the
true.
Renegades. Off topic is our topic, and there are no rules. Woo, woo. Exactly. We just need Ric Flair to just come in one time, and just like woo, woo, woo. I remember when him and Jay Lethal got in a woo off.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, 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 woo. I'm doing it again. Stop it.
All right.
I was gonna say, before we get any more off the rails, proceeds to go
All right.
further off the rails.
Sorry. Hold on. Let me reset. Hit the reset button on that. All right. So
Hit it again.
okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you have enjoyed what you've seen here. This was Cowboy Bebop, Episode 2, Stray Dog Strut. And if you want to see the full version of this, if you're watching this on YouTube, you are watching an edited version. And if you want to help support us in any way and you want to watch the full version of this, feel free to click the link down there in the description down below. It's right down there. You know, it's right below our feet. Actually, not below our feet. Right below their feet. My feet's disappeared. It's gone in the ether. There it is. All right. But yeah, if you want to support us, we would greatly appreciate it, and it'll guarantee us putting more stuff like this out, and hopefully we will see you all there, and we hope that we will see you all in the next episode of Cowboy Bebop, Honky Tonk Women, which is a great episode, not going to lie. It's one of my favorites. So, we'll see you in the next one, everybody. Signing off, I'm Nate.
Andrew.
Chad.
I'm Nick.
And we will see you then. Peace out.
See you, Space Cowboy.